Part 33, how I became an international smuggler, worked my way through the federal prison system in the United States. Lessons I learned, the people I met, the places I went, the price that I paid. And you'll think it's a sentence, but it's actually not. So, here we go. So, I'm at FDC Seattle, or SeaTac as it was known. First day of processing, we've got our green jumpsuit and we're heading up into the pod. God, I think I remember the name. This is a two-story, but it was as we get in the elevator, same scenario is I've been so I want to do a bit of shooting. We're heading up in the elevator. There was me and a couple of blokes, green jumpsuits. It was actually a big unit. There were doors crack and the guard said to go over to the guard shack, and there was a guard shack in the middle, and it was big. It was intimidating. They always give you jumpsuits 19 times as too big, so the feet were almost falling off. I think mine were 5X or something ridiculous. Anyway, you walk in and there's just guys like hanging over the edge of the balcony, over the top tier looking down. There's guys playing cards. I would say there was about 15 tables. There's a bunch over in the main area, a few around this side. We walked past a couple of rooms. There was an office there, and then the guard shack was in the middle of the unit itself. It was a big unit, and then you could see showers down here, showers up there. I hadn't been to one like this big. Find out there's 122 guys in this unit, and everyone's got their khakis on. You're a fish out of water. You're in this oversized jumpsuit. You walk up to the guard. He tells you which cell to go to. Mine was on the ground floor, and I had a top bunk, but it was a cell for two, but there were three of us in it. There was one guy on a boat. It's called the boat because it's a slide-out bed just in this plastic tub that they throw one of these 2-inch mattresses in, and you just push it underneath the bottom bunk, and there were three of us in one cell. So back to no privacy, but look, I'd only had one night with it. So this was it, and you feel like shit, but it's a different accent in the Northwest, so I sort of felt a little bit more comfortable there. And there was a native bloke in the middle bunk, and then I was on the top bunk, and I knew this. I knew it was in Seattle. This is where my case was. So what happened? I walked outside, and I just sort of sat there, and a few of the other newbies were in different parts of the unit, but you could all see each other. I remember this bloke coming up to me. He was a white guy, and he just came up with some pants and a shirt. Just said, put these on till your clothes come, because they issue you clothes. So I went back in and changed into some pants and a shirt that fit, which was really good. Look, a couple of blokes came up and gave me some noodles. One gave me a can of Pepsi. I was internally grateful. And you're just sort of sitting at one of the tables. One bloke came up and said, "What are you here for?" And I said, "I'm from British Columbia and I'm here for smuggling." And straight away, "You're cool." And then they heard the accent, and bang, "You're an Aussie." "Oh, we've got another one here." I met another Australian there, and it made it a little bit easier, I guess. He came up to me. He was an Asian guy from Hong Kong, and he was there for wire fraud or money laundering. And I don't know, he'd done it in Hong Kong, 2 Australians, and then he'd fled to the US. And anyway, he had an Australian passport, but he was a resident of Hong Kong. So I can't remember what his name was, but look, he was quite well off, so he had a lot of commissary, and he lent me some food until I could get myself all sorted out. So I settled into this one a little bit easier, just because there's not so much racial tension. in the northwest. So I had clothes, had food, people starting to talk to you, and especially up there were a lot of other smugglers or people with cases like me. And over the coming months, you'll hear there was a lot of Canadians, and there were a few other Canadians up there that you all sort of bond around, especially smugglers coming from Canada, and I had an Australian there, so I kind of had some people around me you could rely on. So this is my first day. The food, I had some rums, and I had some guys showing me the ropes, and it was a really big pod, so you would hang out down below, but to get some exercise, you'd go up to the top tier, and it was square. So it had 4 sides to it, and it was a decent walk. I've seen a lot of guys up there doing laps. Look, over the next year, that became my entertainment, was just walking that track, and just to get up there and do a lap. I'd say a lap would have been, 40 meters each side, 160 meters, let's say. And it felt good. You could really get a strut on. A lot of guys used it for exercise, because I'll bounce around here a little bit because it's just getting settled. There was a lot going on. In the federal system, there is no working out from the waist up. So there's no push-ups. There were 2 sets of stairs going up to the top tier. Some blokes sneakily would try and do pull-ups and hopefully not get caught by the guards, but in the federal system, there is no working out from the waist up. If they walk past your cell and you were doing push-ups, you were instantly taken and put up into the hole. Some guys would fill trash bags up with water, or put trash bags inside of pillowcases and then fill it up with water. They would use that to do curls. Some guys would stack tons of books and then use that for curls. So it was ingenious, and over the next little bit, I'll go over some of the crazy things I've seen and ingenious ways that, if these guys would, me included, put your mind to good, you could run the country. They were so ingenuity on what they could do with very little. It was crazy. So first day, or I'd say day I was there, I felt a little more comfortable, and look, next day was going to be a slap of reality, because it was court day. So stay tuned. It's my first day in court, first time meeting my lawyer, and holy shit, that was a day. If you've got any comments, if you've got any questions, leave them in the comments, and if you like the videos, hit that like button. But first day in court, stay tuned.